Hi. Today it was very hot in Arizona, and the computer's behaving like a time lag. And this one, hopefully with somewhat less embarrassing sound results, is about baseball in July. I say to you, baseball in July. There's baseball in April. When spring training is begun and the teams that finished way out of it last year get to watch games with cold weather, but things don't really get fun to imagine you're at a ballpark, which so many of us were fond of the game, perhaps until late May. Baseball in July. Then there's June. Groovy baseball weather for the most part. I guess in Seattle or some other places you can get pretty far away weather. But then there's July baseball, which I guess some people could say is tied with August baseball, or baseball weather. Then there's September, which brings together families for all kinds of reasons because summer's over. And then there's October. This all in October. Well, I'll try to make this part snappy. My idea is that the second half of the season begins in spring training. So through April, May, and June, the teams finish up the first half of the season. Having been complete, finish up the first half of the season. The first half of the season having been completed in October. So in October, all the teams that started their season in July. So there's your first half of the season in blue. And the second half is over here. The World Series finishes up, and for the World Series teams, they catch up with the teams that had started during the playoffs. And so when October comes and everyone gets rained on by their schedule, the season comes to an end. In October. So teams that are down by 10 have all winter long to determine who they're going to trade for, watch whose rehab is going well, and deal with better computer weather. And if you can see where this is going, it's going for baseball in July. The playoffs begin for all the teams around the July 4th holiday, and the teams that finish way out start chipping away playing day games. And when it's not good computer weather, the World Series finishes up with the teams that weren't in the playoffs having chipped away at day games, and the World Series is finished up in July. There's 5 days of partying for the teams that won, and they play a more aggressive later schedule in October, so they get the privilege of playing later in October that used to be reserved for the farce that has become the World Series. So, in this 110 plus degree heat, which makes for imaginative computer weather, we have the concept of baseball in July. Thanks, everybody.